I've told you about the fact that you are in a simulation, um, which is being kind of like run by. I mean, we've put ourselves in a simulation. I don't know. It's almost like maybe like a more advanced version of ourselves wants to see how we will fare or do in a lower state of awareness, using a unique perspective to experience a simulation. Um, so with that, we don't have access to the whole truth, but us experiencing this place, part of the mission is to discover the truth of who we are and what we are, yeah? So, I mean, if you look around the world, right, I'm one of these people that's been sort of like, a few years ago, I used to be quite heavy into like conspiracies and stuff. I'm talking like, I've always been heavy in conspiracies, even when I was like, I remember when the first Zeitgeist DVDs came out, I was on all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so we're talking, I've been conspiracy head for years, right? And it used to baffle me how people couldn't see the truth, and it used to blow my mind. And recently, like, because I don't watch the news or TV or any of that kind of stuff, right? And somebody showed me a video of the Trump Tower Cybertruck thing. And it's so obvious, like, the guy took his ID. Like, if you're gonna go and kill yourself, where are you gonna go and take your ID? Like, it doesn't make sense. And leave a manifesto and stuff. Like, it doesn't make sense. You're dead, yeah? It's not gonna do anything. And even if it's true, if you compare it to all the other people that have done these sorts of missions in the past, like, your manifesto doesn't mean shit, bro. Your ID doesn't mean shit. But the fact is, the fact that these things even survive, like, if you don't know, if you haven't witnessed an explosion before, I suggest you go and witness one and see how devastating those things can be. And not only that, like his ID, like it's all coded, yeah. The time of the crash and the time of the explosion and stuff is all coded. There's numbers coded in it, which gives away the kind of like underlying matrix code, right? Guys, if you think these things are real, yeah, your brain is not working. Let me tell you why your brain's not working. You live in an era where we actually have access to quantum computing, yeah? In the palm of your hand, yeah? A person in the deepest, darkest jungle in Africa has access to a quantum computer, i.e. his phone, and can access ChatGPT, at the touch of a button. Yeah, we are already in the quantum field doing quantum level computing, bro. You think that the technology doesn't exist for them to make these things look perfect? Bro, like, what are you on about? These events could literally look perfect. Nobody even is talking about the Trump assassination thing. It was fake. Clearly it was fake, but the point I'm trying to get to is it made me start to think, and I was like, I look at all these things, like from the COVID thing, 9/11, all these fake events, right? Even the space stuff. Like, you look at the space people, there's always harnesses and there's always glitches. It's fake. You can see the fakery, right? Not only that, like, there's bubbles when you're doing your space walks and stuff. Bro, bubbles don't exist in space. If you think bubbles exist in space, please turn off this channel and never come back. Like, all these things, right? Like, they're clear giveaways of the fact that you are in a simulation and you're interacting with the simulation. You're interacting with the screen. Yeah? It's a feedback system. And it got me thinking, like, why, like, I know the technology exists for them to make this stuff perfect, right? Because look at how they make movies and stuff. Like, they can make this stuff really, really good. Why are they not like why don't they make it perfect? Like, recently, there was a whole thing, like, people said they they were putting the flat earth to bed, right? The earth is not flat. It's not even a ball. It's just it's a dimension that we're in. It's a simulation. Nobody knows the shape of it, but it's not a ball for sure. And they witnessed, they basically went into a studio, clearly, and they showed the 24-hour sun, and they said the sun, because it was 24-hour sun, that proves that we live on a ball. Bro, use your brain, yeah? How can you show me something in the sky to prove what I'm standing on? Bruv, people don't think anymore. Like, it's crazy. Like, you're trying to prove what I'm standing on, but you're telling me to look up. It's rubbish. Furthermore, these guys say they're in Antarctica, and there's no steam even coming from the guy's mouth whilst he's talking. Like, they haven't got gloves on. Imagine. Like, I live in the south of England, right? And it gets so cold sometimes that even when you haven't got, like right now in January, it's so fucking cold. Like when you haven't got gloves on, you feel it. And you're going to tell me you're going to go all the way to Antarctica and not have gloves on and you're okay, bruv. But the point I'm trying to make is this. All these things give away the fact that, like, it's like the world appears to be staged, right, and coded, filled with like deliberate imperfections and anomalies, right? But it made me ask the question, like, okay, well, why? Like, we know the technology exists. They can get these things perfect. They can make it right. They can do it perfectly, like to, bamboozle everybody. But why do they? It's almost like it's like a filtration system to see, oh, how many people are awake versus how many people are not awake. Yeah. And COVID was a really big giveaway. I remember COVID time, it was like, I mean, if for those of you that remember, if they haven't mind controlled you for you to forget already, like there were families that were a loggerheads over COVID, like, which is basically a common cold. So it's like programming. It's like the system releases a program. Yeah, the AI releases a program, which is basically its job. Yeah, it's like your kind of like, what do I say? Your, what do I say? It's like your counterpart. Yes, it's your counterpart in the video game. Yeah, so it releases a program into the kind of like the screen, the reality, and it gauges to see how many have bought it and how many don't buy it. Yeah, so then it tailors the next illusion on that. That's how advanced the AI is, right? Now, it makes you think like, okay, well, if that's the case, what's the point? And you will see how you live in a simulation by the time I finish this. And you realize that the errors and the inconsistencies in the narrative, yeah, are probably designed to test how aware individuals are of, like some of us are, of the game or the illusion or the simulation, right? And then it works both ways. Then in that case, it gets kind of like, okay, so these people can see beyond the thing and this lot can't see beyond the thing, yeah? Okay, cool. And the purpose is to basically separate those who unquestionably accept the narrative from those who question it, yeah? And those that are trying to like discern and understand the reality, right? The reason why, yeah, is, think of it this way. In a hypothetical system, yeah, where like consciousness is evolving, yeah, in a simulation, awareness might be the kind of like yardstick or benchmark of growth, right? So when you recognize the falsehoods, it could signal like a readiness to transcend that level of reality and move towards a higher state of understanding. Literally. Because think of it this way. Everybody that goes through the kind of like what do you call it? Let's say I call it the conspiracy kind of rite of passage, yeah? You go through the conspiracy rite of passage, you come out a different person. Your level of awareness changes completely. Once you see beyond the veil, when either flat earth, 9/11, COVID, fucking JFK, the fucking government bullshit, the shadow stuff, or once you see through that, you come out of it a different person. The old you literally dies, because it's like, how the fuck, your whole mentality changes, right? So then you naturally have transcended the previous state. You've gone into the next stage of your evolution, bro. It's a fact. Nobody can argue with this. This is factual information, bro. Now, think about this. The other way to also think about this, right? it also acts as if like it's trying to refine belief systems, yeah, because belief is like a strong thing in this reality, right? What you believe becomes real because you're God. Your consciousness in flesh, what you believe becomes real, yeah? Bro, most people believe in the concept of lack and they end up having like lack in their lives and being broken shit, right? Lack as a concept doesn't exist. It's not even a real thing. What is lack? Really, in the nuts and bolts of this reality, what is lack? Can you explain it to me? You say scarcity. Scarcity in terms of what? Relating to what? Where is the, what's your reference point? Because if you're looking at, say, like a barren landscape, right? When we zoom out of that barren landscape, there's a rainforest over there. So where is your measuring point? Where's your reference point? Where are you starting the measurement of lack from? When you keep zooming out, you don't see any lack here in this thing we call Earth at all. Nowhere. Animals don't have a concept of lack. They don't understand it. Even when the droughts happen, yeah? Go to Africa. When the droughts happen, you think the animals think that, oh, lack, oh my God, shit. They know that, okay, the rains haven't come, but they know that abundance is their natural state. So they just need to figure out where the abundance is. It might mean we need to walk a little bit further. It might mean we might have to like go without food for a few days, but abundance is what we are and what this place is. We're going to find food. The rains are going to come. You think fish and birds and stuff like that, when they wake up, they think, oh my God, lacken. No, they have no concept of it because it's not even a real thing. It's an illusion. Now, when you think about it, belief being like a strong currency in this game, yeah, this simulation, when events are presented to us that feel fabricated, right? The system basically is kind of like challenging individuals to choose between blind belief in the illusion and cultivating their own inner knowing, the knowledge of the profound truths, right? And the purpose of that is to teach sovereignty of thought, because you're sovereign anyway, right? And the more you refuse to trade your belief for like your belief in falsehoods, the closer you align with the higher truth of what you are. You are the operant power here, and everything that's happening around you is illusion. We've come full circle, bro. You are consciousness experiencing a simulation. If you couldn't fucking argue with it, try. Now, another way we can also look at it is like, think of it this way, yeah? The errors and the absurdities, yeah, and the nonsense in the world, yeah, basically mirrors the fragmented state of our collective human consciousness, because we are in a fractalized state, right? We've had to come down in awareness, yeah? So it feels coded because if we assume like reality is a projection of collective thought, yeah, which it is, yeah, the anomalies could like represent like the cracks in the kind of facade, the glimpses of the collective awakening. That's why, 9/11 has to have the code, yeah, 911 everywhere, and 911 everywhere, 911, and it's everywhere, it was like almost like predictive programming. It was there, years in advance people were talking about it, and it's not that years in advance people were talking about it, it's programmed. Do you see? So when you're seeing the 33s, you're seeing the numbers. It's not like anybody's sitting there fucking having meetings and you're organizing it. It's impossible. You're interacting with a simulation, which is artificial. Yeah? And it runs on mathematical precision. So naturally, it will have, when it shows itself, or you see beyond the veil, you will see these absurdities will present themselves as like numbers and codes. It's obvious, bro. And the purpose is basically to wake people up, bro. But it's almost done like incrementally, yeah? Because too much truth too fast could basically destabilize the entire reality for some people. Their worlds could collapse on them because they're not like they're not as advanced, or they're not as they're not, maybe they're not ready. Maybe that's the best word to use, you know. So the imperfections act as like breadcrumbs for those that are ready to see them. So you might see the 33 there. Oh, 33. You might then follow on to the next. Oh, there's another 33 there. Another 33, 33, and it's leading you to the truth. Or a 911 there, 911 there. Oh, square and compass, square and compass. You know, they are breadcrumbs, bro. Do you get it? Because you are in a simulation, bro. And this is an experiment for you to actually find your way back home. Hansel and Gretel style, bro. You know, and this reality is a construct, and the anomalies serve as tools, yeah, for observation and experimentation, basically, you know. And it's almost like the AI, which is our counterpart, the thing that runs the screen, the wider screen that we see as reality, the media, the system, whatever you want to call it. You know, it's observing how consciousness behaves under controlled conditions of deception, literally. And it's gathering data on us all the time about how we're evolving and how we're adapting, even when we're faced with these blatant lies and falsehoods. Because the world that you've accepted as like factual, is real, and presidential convoys, and you know, Air Force One, and all these things, and you know, the Western world and the First World and Second World, like, what do these things even mean? They're literally meaningless, bro. You understand? They're literally meaningless, bro. Literally meaningless. You know? You gotta think about it. The illusion has to be maintained because the construct has to provide a framework for duality, yeah? Awareness, unawareness, truth, lies, you know, because it's essential for us to learn and grow. Because without the contrast, there's no evolution. That's why we're part animal, part God, part flesh, part spirit. Do you understand? Because belief is a currency here, bro. And if, like, it's almost like the system sustains itself by harvesting the energy of those who invest belief into the false reality. And awareness starves the system. Do you see? So it's like, think of it this way: the artificial intelligence which creates the system is fed by our belief in it. Yeah. And when we actually gain our awareness, we starve it. There are no archons and all this other fucking dog shit you believe. Your consciousness, bro. Get into your fucking skull, bro. There are no demons, nothing. You are the be all end all, bro. Do you understand? So awareness starves it. And that starvation is what will lead to the eventual dissolution of the matrix. It's what will lead to the eventual kind of like collapse of it all, for us to realize, oh, actually, we are all there is. Because we are all there is. Do you understand? So essentially, we just need to prepare for transcendence, bro. This place is a training ground. It's preparing us to navigate larger truths beyond this simulation, bro. Facts. And I know naturally the question will be, oh, so now what's the end game? This is my hypothesis, but if it holds true, the purpose of the coded reality is to simply awaken awareness. So all these events that are happening are not happening to us, they're happening for us. You know, it's a gradual process though, to ensure only those that are ready for higher consciousness can move forward. So if you know, your friends, you know, like, you know, you're sharing information with them, they don't get it, leave them. They're fucking assholes. They don't get it. Leave them. They're not ready. You are ready. So keep moving forward. Yeah? It's also designed to teach you discernment. Yeah? Learning to see through illusions, and it strengthens your own sovereignty. When you see through the lies, not only does it strengthen you against the artificial reality, strengthens you in your day-to-day interactions with other reflections of consciousness. So when you come across a fucking person that's in low vibrations, you see through them. You're like, fuck off. You can't be around me with your dog shit and your fucking asshole bollocks, sex, fucking crazed, low vibrational fucking penis vagina stuff. Fuck off. Because you can discern, yeah? And it also simulates choice because, it tests you, it tests to see whether you will choose the belief in the illusion or alignment with the deeper truth. Because again, even in your day-to-day interactions, when you're dealing with toxic people or low vibrational people, you have to make a choice whether to deal with them or face ultimate truth and realize that that's a walking red flag. A red flag. Fuck off out of my life, bro, and move forward. So all of these things that are happening to you is happening for you. Earth is a training ground, bro. You know? These are facts, bro. So the world is fake. The world is not real. I've told you this many, many times. Go back and check out my shit you see. And it's coded because it's a tool for consciousness to experience, discern, and evolve, bro. The why is happening. Why does it happen? Why do the system, the government, all that kind of stuff is less about control, but it's less about control, but more about refining you and making you ready for embracing and experiencing higher levels of consciousness. Because trust me, there are higher levels of consciousness. Believe me. Believe me. You see how I deliver like my messages? I'm always playful and stuff. Guys, imagine if I'm locked in 100%, like locked in, and I'm in full fucking scholar mode. It would go over so many heads, it wouldn't even be fucking feasible. So I have to, exactly, there are levels to this shit, bro. Literal levels. Do you understand? So these things are all they have to happen for these purposes. Do you understand? So that your job is not to fight the false reality and go and protest like the arseholes talking about free Palestine and all this other stupid dummy shit, Black Lives Matter and all this fucking wanky bollocks, feminism and stupidness like that. It's stupid. It doesn't make sense. The truth is, what you need to do is not to fight the false reality, but to observe it and remain sovereign and see it for what it is. And align with what you intuitively know to be true, which is you are all there is. You are the operant power. You are in a simulation, experiencing reflections in a reality of sorts, yeah, where you've come or you are experiencing in order for you to recognize the ultimate truth, which is you are consciousness, you are God. That's ultimate truth. And that's what this whole experience is about, bro. Belief is the currency here, bro. And if you withhold your belief from the falsehoods, bro, you assert your place outside of the system, outside the AI program, and you assert your fucking dominance as consciousness in flesh, having a human experience. That is the truth, my brothers and sisters, bro. Anyway, it's late. I'm going to bed.